Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the English Story Nook. We are thrilled to have you join us today. Before we dive into our story, if you enjoy our content and would like to support the English Story Nook, you can now buy us a coffee on Ko-fi. You'll find the link in the description below. Every contribution, big or small, helps us create more wonderful stories and learning materials for amazing English learners like you. We truly appreciate your support. In this exciting episode, you will learn about a society that has chosen predictable calm over the full spectrum of human emotion. Today, you will find out about a character who starts to question this perfectly ordered world and seeks something more genuine: the algorithm of emotion. The city of Ethelberg was a symphony of muted tones and regulated calm. Here, the ubiquitous emotion algorithm, or Emolex as it was benignly branded, curated the daily affective landscape. It was an insidious system woven into the very fabric of life, promising contentment by smoothing the jagged edges of human feeling. For most, this dystopian reality was simply reality, a trade-off willingly made, raw passion for predictable peace. Elena, a data analyst and for Emolex itself, had always accepted this, her life a testament to the algorithm's efficacy, stable, productive, and devoid of disruptive emotional spikes. Yet, a subtle malaise had begun to permeate her well-ordered existence, a quiet hum beneath the surface of her programmed serenity. Her days were spent scrutinizing data streams, the collective emotional output of Ethelberg's citizens. It was her job to refine the code, to ensure the panacea of emotional stability was administered flawlessly. She saw the blips, the near-griefs, the almost rages, the nascent joys, all expertly modulated, flattened into a manageable, neutral state. But lately, the patterns had started to feel less like elegant solutions and more like sophisticated suppressions. Was this engineered tranquility truly preferable to the messy, unpredictable spectrum of genuine feeling? The question, once unthinkable, now echoed with disquieting persistence. Then she met Marco. He was an anomaly, a glitch in the otherwise seamless societal matrix, his very presence in the hyper-modern city feeling somewhat incongruous. They encountered each other in the old archives, a place Elena visited for historical data, a section of the city almost forgotten, its atmosphere anachronistic. Marco worked there, surrounded by physical books, their pages whispering of a time before Emolex. He didn't wear the standard biomonitor that fed emotional data to the central system. His eyes, when they met hers, held an intensity, a nuance of expression she hadn't realized she'd been missing. "You're looking for patterns in the past to justify the present," he'd said, his voice low. "But what if the present is the aberration?" His words were undeniably subversive. Marco spoke of a world that felt like a half-remembered dream to Elena, a world of profound joys and sorrows, of ephemeral moments that stung with their intensity precisely because they were fleeting. He described laughter that wasn't a gentle, algorithm-approved chuckle, but a convulsive, tear-streaked outburst. He spoke of grief not as a condition to be medicated away, but as a testament to love. Had it not been for Marco's quiet conviction, Elena might never have questioned the immutable tenets of her society. He didn't preach, he simply was, a living embodiment of unfiltered humanity. It was through him that Elena experienced her first unregulated emotion in years, a sharp, unexpected pang of curiosity, so potent it was almost painful, a feeling so palpable she could almost taste it. This encounter plunged Elena into a state of acute cognitive dissonance. Her logical mind, trained by years of data analysis, warred with a nascent yearning for something more, something real. The complacency she had once mistaken for contentment now felt like a gilded cage. She found herself making excuses to visit the archives, their conversations becoming more frequent, more daring. Marco, with a gentle reticence that belied the revolutionary nature of his ideas, began to share small, forbidden things. A piece of ancient music that evoked an ineffable sadness, a poem that sparked a defiant joy. These were not vicarious thrills. They were direct, unmediated experiences. Their meetings were surreptitious, always under the shadow of potential discovery. To deviate from Emolex's prescribed emotional pathways was not just frowned upon, it was a sign of instability, a threat to societal harmony. Yet, the more Elena tasted authentic feeling, the more the algorithmically induced calm felt like a soporific blanket, dulling the world. She realized the pernicious nature of Emolex wasn't just in what it suppressed, but in what it prevented from ever blooming. The system wasn't a cure, it was a slow numbing. Elena knew she was standing on a precipice. To continue down this path was to risk everything, her career, her social standing, her very freedom. Yet, to return to the anodyne embrace of Emolek now seemed an existential impossibility. What was the point of a long, stable life if it was devoid of genuine feeling, of the very essence of being human? It was the algorithm's cold precision, its denial of human messiness, that she had begun to resent with a passion that surprised her. One afternoon, Marco showed her a hidden alcove in the archives, a small dusty space where a few others like him sometimes gathered. They weren't activists in the traditional sense, not yet. They were simply individuals who sought to reclaim their inner lives. "It's a quixotic endeavor, perhaps," Marco admitted, a rare smile touching his lips. "To feel in a world that demands you don't. But what else is there?" He then posed a question that resonated deep within her. If you were to design a life, Elena, truly design it from scratch, would it be this one, or one where you could experience a true catharsis, the full spectrum of what it means to be alive? Never before had Elena felt such clarity. The fear was still there, a cold knot in her stomach, but it was now accompanied by a fierce, exhilarating resolve. It wasn't about dismantling Emolex overnight. That was a monumental, perhaps impossible task. It was about choosing, in her own life, to feel. That evening, for the first time, Elena disabled her biomonitor. The ensuing silence from the usually ubiquitous Emolex prompts was deafening, then liberating. The malaise she had felt for so long began to recede, replaced by a terrifying, thrilling uncertainty. She didn't know what tomorrow would bring, but for the first time in her adult life, she felt truly awake, standing on the verge of an unwritten future, the nuance of her own unfiltered emotions her only guide. Her quest for authentic human experience had just begun, a subversive act of quiet rebellion in a world that had forgotten how to feel. That's the end of our story for today. What an interesting journey into the world of emotions, wasn't it? We'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about a world where emotions are controlled? Share your ideas in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the story, please give this video a like. Remember, you can find helpful resources in the description box to continue your practice. And that's all for this story from the English Story Nook. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Keep practicing your English, keep exploring, and we can't wait to see you in our next video. Goodbye for now, and happy learning!